Hello, my name's Casey, and I'm a computer that was made in a factory for a school. But before I could work as a computer, an engineer had to put lots of different components inside me. I wasn't sure what all these parts were for, but I knew they were all needed to do the important jobs of a computer. I was curious to learn about all these new parts. As the engineer installed each component, I waited for them to be connected so I could welcome them and introduce myself.
Hey! You want to watch where you're putting that screwdriver next time? You even used the wrong screws and you busted my thread. Where'd you learn to be an engineer? In a scrapyard? Oh, cool. This must be my new home. But where is everybody?
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just coming.
Hello, my name's Casey.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm really glad to see you. I thought I was the only one here.
I saw you all outside, and I know that with your help I'll become a computer. So I've been dying to meet you. What kind of component are you then?
Well, I'm a power supply.
I've never met a power supply before. What do you do?
I make the power safe for all the other components that will work inside you, Casey.
Power?
Yeah. Look, I take the mains electricity that comes from the wall socket and I turn it into safe low power, just like you get from a battery.
That's very interesting. So when do you make this low power?
Well, I start when you turn me on, and I keep on making low power until you turn me off again.
I can't wait to see you working. Hang on, there's something going on outside. I'll talk to you later. Hello?
Who said that?
Hi, I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey. I'm Danny. You scared me.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Pete, my new friend, when I heard all this noise outside. So I came to see what was going on.
Who's Pete? I thought I was the only one here.
Pete's a power supply, and with his help, I'm going to be a complete working computer. Are you here to help me as well?
Sure, I'll help. I'm a disk drive.
I never met a disk drive before. Does that mean you can drive cars and lorries as well?
No. I save all the important information on my disk. I save data just like you would save music on a cassette recorder, because I want to keep the information safe when the power is turned off.
Why do you do that then?
Because you may need it in the future.
How do you know where to save all the information?
I use very special disks, so that I know all the places where I can put the information. This helps me to save information in a very organised way.
But how do you know where to find it all again?
I make notes of where I put everything, so I can find it again.
I can't wait to see you working. Would you like to meet Peter?
Does he live in that silver building?
Yes, that's right. He was just installed before you. Hello, Peter.
Oh, hello again. What was going on outside then?
Another component was just installed. His name is Danny. He would like to meet you. Why don't you go over to his house? He's waiting.
Hello, Danny. I'm Peter from across the road.
Hello, I didn't see you arrive.
I've just been connected. Do you live here too?
Yes, my name is Casey, and I hope that you will help me to become a computer. Who are you?
I'm Polly, the processor.
That sounds very interesting. Can you tell me a bit about what you do?
Well, as you can see, I keep very busy. I have to do all the calculations and carry out all the instructions of the program.
What kind of instructions?
Now let's see. I do adding, dividing, subtracting, and I follow other instructions in my program that tells when to get information, add some information, or puts information away. Oh yes, and on top of all that, I have to coordinate everyone as well.
So where do you get all of this information from?
Normally I have to work with a disk drive and some memory. That's where information's stored.
Oh, I met Danny a while ago. He looks after lots of information.
Who's Danny?
Danny Disk Drive. He's also going to help you to become a computer.
Well, I'm going to help you too. I'm going to use my calculator to do lots of calculations very, very quickly.
You must be so clever.
I can do lots and lots of calculations every second.
Wow. I think that we're going to work together really well. Would you like to meet the others?
I thought there was just Danny.
Didn't I mention Peter? He's the power supply. I'm sure you'll like them both. Come on, they live nearby. Hello? Is anybody there? Oh dear, he's obviously not here. But where is he? Hey, I can't find the new person anywhere. Has anyone seen him?
Seen who?
Our new friend.
Oh, there you are! I was beginning to think I was all alone here.
I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been?
You know, here, there, everywhere.
My name's Casey. What's your name?
I am Random Access Memory, but you can call me Roger Ram. Yep, that's what they call me, Roger Ram.
Everyone, I'd like you to meet our new friend.
Are you going to help Casey become a computer too?
I sure hope so.
We've never met a random access memory before. What do you do then?
I know. You store the information, right?
Not quite. I look after important information. Information that is needed all the time.
Goeiedag, u heeft net gekeken naar Casey en de Chipset. Een animatie van een bedrijf dat heet Future Generation. En in dit programma, dat noemen we eigenlijk Business in Kleur, gaan we in op mensen die een nieuw idee hebben, een ander idee hebben, die sponsors zoeken, financiers zoeken of een markt zoeken. In dit geval praten we met Delroy Marx, hij is van het bedrijf Future Generation. En hij komt uit Engeland en zij zijn verantwoordelijk voor deze animatie, voor deze stripfiguur. En ze zoeken dus in Nederland naar afzet. In Engeland is het al op de buis, maar ze zoeken dus naar meer mogelijkheden om een product op de markt te brengen. Dat is heel interessant, want er zit een visie achter dit product. En dan gaan we eens even praten, dat doen we in het Engels. Delroy, Future Generation Services. It sounds as if there's a vision behind making a children's strip about computers.
Yes.
And that is because you have a belief.
Yes. Well, I said we are a IT computer service company, and recently we've been finding a lot of difficulty in trying to get youngsters to come on board who have a good understanding.
You mean working for you?
Working for us, yes.
Oh.
Who have a good understanding of technology. I think today we're sort of fast, rapidly approaching a sort of just a point and click.
I would say, because most kids these days know how to handle the internet, but that's not what you're looking for.
No, I want to give the kids today a sort of a basic understanding of why IT works, how it works, etc. But at the same time, I think we've got to try to entertain them, because kids don't want to spend a lot of time just learning things. We feel that by giving them animation or something which is more current, that they're all used to. That,
so at the same time you have an animation, a strip figure, a thing that is your product,
yes,
and is aimed at getting you personnel in the future.
Well, yes. Well, I don't think I will actually get the benefits of this in the future. I'm just looking at doing something, putting something back into the community, you know, so I'm looking at teaching the younger generation, because we're aiming at sort of 5 to 6 year olds, maybe up to 11, so that they can start to get this little understanding and enjoy the technology a bit more and understand it a bit more. But Casey is a character who lives inside a computer, and all of her friends are different components within the computer, like a disk drive, who's called Danny disk drive. You have polyprocessor, and they all interact with each other. But in the stories, we're trying to talk about everyday life situations, but at the same time, we're keeping it technically correct as to why computers and technology work together.
So it's basically educational, but it's in the form of a cartoon. Now this is a 15 or 16 minute segment.
Yes.
But this is the beginning of a series.
It is the beginning of a series. We've got plans for 15 episodes.
And that's what you're here in Holland for, trying to find a market for that. So whoever is in town watching this, Delroy Marx of Future Generation Services, and of course, to make that easy, you have a website?
Yes, we do. Our website is future-g.co.uk. And at this site, you can see some examples of some of the other things that we do as well, because we're a bit like we've embraced the technology, so we are actually a production house as well now. We are doing things like interlink clips for TV stations, the sort of things.
Maybe we can show some of that stuff later.
Okay.
But basically, so the idea is to produce stuff that leads to better understanding. Now, give me an idea how this is produced, because many people think that we know about the cartoons, you did it with a pencil and drawing, but how is this made?
Okay, well, we're far advanced since those days of pen and paper and flipping them back and forth. We're using
cells,
some of
what
the
they were called,
cells. That's right. We're using some of the latest computer animation software, things like 3D Max, Maya, and then we use other products like Premiere for doing
Adobe now tell
Premiere.
me, what platform do you use? Because many people think that we need very advanced computers to make this kind of stuff, but I believe we can do it on.
No, in the past, yes, you did. In the past, you needed very sophisticated technology, silicon graphics, that sort of stuff. But now the platforms are just your ordinary everyday PC. I think if anybody has something like a Pentium 2 PC with
400 megahertz,
400 megahertz with 256K of memory, they can use some of this.
But that's an important message. So basically, if you had the time and you have the organizational talent, because there's still a lot of work, all these animated figures in themselves are the work of one person?
Well, no, there's a team of us. Originally, I conceived the ideas and the stories, but I have an artist who came up with firstly creating the sketches. We then create. We have.
So he makes like a storyboard. So
yes, we make like a storyboard.
Still with drawing and paper.
We've drawn in paper. We wrote a script. We have to, get the voices sort of done before we can actually start doing the animations, because we've got to try to do the lip syncing, to the animation.
But so basically, what we see is a background, which is a 3D background, which you designed in some kind of program.
Yes.
Which is your set, so to speak.
Yes, the set was designed in 3D Max. So what we did is we, looked at the computer system and went right inside, and we turned this into a little world.
Remember a few years ago, Intel was having this commercial where you would zoom into a main board and find the Intel chip.
Oh, absolutely. This, to be truthful, this is something else that a lot of people don't appreciate anymore, because you see, I come from the time when a transistor was a transistor, but now, with this vast integration, if you were to take an Intel chip and open it out, you'd be walking across something the size of Wembley Stadium, and still not be able to go down to the level of technology that's there.
It's billions of chips of silicon semiconductors, all integrated together. Very, very large scale integration. But as I said, it's just too much for people to actually appreciate and comprehend anymore. But do you think it's important to still know that a computer chip consists of NAND and NOR gates and all those little things that do basic arithmetic functions, like there's a 0 and a 1 coming in? Now that is simple arithmetic.
Were you an engineer? Because
I was a physicist. Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't think it's important to learn to that sort of level, but I think it's important to have a general understanding of how things integrate together. I mean,
but isn't that like in the days of the Commodore 64, when I programmed, you had 64K of space, and you had really to make everything fit, and you had to understand that how to drive, for instance, the screen. That if you had one little bit of information there, one little square, and you repeated that square 100 times in a certain pattern, it would give like a real good image. Yeah.
Yes.
But you did that with not the 1000 by 800 pixels. No, you did it with a very little code and a little. We've lost that because now we are working with PC. Oh, you need it on the screen, just import it. Wow, who cares about 1 meg or 2 meg?
Absolutely.
And we come to the point where a simple word processing program contains half a gig or something like that.
You're absolutely right. I mean, these are the things that I believe that we are very inefficient now. You're quite right. That's a good example.
So we're losing touch with what's beyond there, what's under there.
We're getting into this chicken and egg situation. I mean, basically, you have a more powerful system, they write more code, and some of the code is not as efficient as it used to be, and so you need more space and so forth. I mean, like one of the files I was trying to bring to you, I need 4.7 gigs just to bring you a file.
Yeah, instead of a VHS tape, you need to...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so we're creating our own marketplace, aren't we? With the technology.
Well, that's the way you do it, but we're also shutting out the people that take the basic question in the computer industry. Bill Gates has been taken to court for being a monopolist, but he is with Windows. Now there's some alternatives like Unix and Linux.
Yes.
But there's very few people who still, understand that a basic operating system is not so hard to design.
No, it isn't.
That an engineer with some training can do it.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it says print and it says it, onto the screen.
Well, I think what's happening is people are losing, this is what I'm talking about, the understanding. They don't really know how to differentiate between an operating system and between an application. A lot of people spend all their time playing around with Windows. Windows is nothing. Windows is just a platform by which you run your applications on.
It's an interface.
It's an interface. And, the problem...
But hey, they put these little games in there, you can be happy all day.
You can be happy all day moving icons around the screen, but that's not productive. At the end of the day.
Yeah, but that's the question we have. Are we getting somewhere with software? The newer versions, say, of Word or any word processing programs, they contain so many functions, but we never use them.
That's quite right.
Yeah.
It's nice to have all these facilities, but I think we can be more efficient by just sticking to. Well, take an example. Some people will go out and buy a piece of application called a desktop publisher. They'll then go and buy another piece of application called Excel, another piece called Word, and they believe that they have to use all these different pieces of application to do these different jobs. Well, you can quite happily and quite successfully do desktop publishing with Word itself. So just one piece of software has got so many functions.
But, okay,
that people
this is a
don't
trend,
explore.
and we have to buy more software, otherwise the market gets saturated. The S word. The word Bill Gates never wants to hear, because the market is never saturated, because then of course Microsoft would have no business. But you are saying with this program, which is basically educating children, you're saying I want to go back to teaching them basic skills. Now I go one step further. At one time I've said, why do we have computers at school? Why a game of chess trains us as well to think logically and think stepwise, and we have made the computer and the applications and whatever like a god. Yes. Why have we done that? And should we go back?
Well, I believe that if we continue at this rapid sort of exponential rate, each generation that comes along, they cannot absorb everything that was before, so they start at a higher level, and at some point we're going to get to a stage where there is no understanding, no base level understanding.
Yeah, maybe that's true, Delroy. True. Still, we get 12-year-old kids here like this guy Danny. He presents a program. He's 12-year-old.
Yes.
Not only does he know about computers.
Yes.
And everything that is on the level. Yeah, maybe he doesn't go into the NAND and NOR gates, but he knows a lot. But also, when we put him behind our cameras, within 3 weeks he knew how to handle the whole studio here, so to speak.
Yes.
So I do think that kids have come to a level of understanding knobs and interfaces and mouse use and the basic structure of menus and how it works.
I totally agree with you. You see, what you've just said is that children are gifted, and they shouldn't be sheltered from this sort of understanding, because they can grasp it very quickly. And this is why I'm aiming at sort of key stage 1 and 2 children, because I know they can appreciate this understanding.
Making them go back again. But the discussion in Holland was about 5 years ago when we decided to have Windows. Remember, Windows wasn't always here. It's just relatively new, a little bit older than the internet, but when they decided that, they also said, but we don't need BASIC anymore.
Developed first by digital research, not Bill Gates.
I know. This is but anyway, we don't need to put basic programming language. It's a language where you learn, for L is 1 to 10, go 5L and so on.
But those are the fundamental building blocks.
Yes,
though.
but we have taken them out of the education system. We teach people WordPerfect or Word or spreadsheets, but we don't teach them the basics.
You're not teaching them how to think logically. But you see, by taking away things like programming in BASIC, where you have to go through logical sequence of steps. I mean, you ask someone, how do you make a cup of tea? Can they give you a logical sequence of steps of how to make a cup of tea? They don't know anymore. They just say,
that's true, and I agree. But then Bill Gates would say, but you do this within C. You buy a library of C of C routines, yes? And then this library or that sub-library will give you everything you need to put something on the screen, or everything you need for printing purposes, it's there.
So don't think, just use what I've given you. But I want people to think.
That's the big argument against Bill Gates, where he forces us to look through his window at the world.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well,
and that's dangerous.
I want our younger generation to come along with their own vision of the world. They can develop their own vision because of the building blocks that we give them in the beginning.
Well, maybe the Department of Justice in America agrees with you.
I'm thinking of our future generations.
Future generation, because that's what we're talking about, and we're going to show you some more of the work of Delroy Marx and his company Future Generation Services. It's from the UK, and we've been talking about why it's important to teach children about computers on the basic level. Not only about how you can do applications, but how you can work with the logic steps. How you can make something on the computer from the bottom up. Which is important if we want to develop really new applications and if we want our children to understand the world. It is like, yes, you can drive a car. And you don't need to know more than turning the wheel and making the car drive. But if you are stuck out in the desert, it might help to know how the tires are fixed, how the machine works, what the electricity, what a spark plug is. It might help. Not for everybody, but if we lose that contact with the bottom level of what information technology is, we might end up with kids without a feeling for the reality. Thank you. And we're going to look a little bit more at, it was Casey and
the chipset.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. I look after important information. Information that is needed all the time. You can get this information from me very quickly, anytime you need it. But I do have a problem. If I don't have any power, I'll immediately forget everything I was supposed to remember.
Oh! Where'd you save all of this information?
And these,
What are those?
my dynamic memory chips. They help me find information very quickly, but they call me volatile because I become real upset when I have no power.
I thought you said we should call you Roger Ram. Is Volatile your middle name then?
You could say that.
I'm sorry to have to leave you again, but I can hear some more noise outside. I think I should go and see who else is going to be working with us. I don't want to miss them too.
Anyway, I gotta go now. See you all later. It was nice meeting you all.
That must be another component. It's very big. I'm going to take a closer look. Hello, I'm Casey. I saw you outside, so I came to meet you. What are you doing?
Hello, I'm Mandy the monitor. Look, I was drawing these pictures. Do you like it?
Yes, it's very pretty. Can you help me become a computer?
But of course.
What kind of things can you help me to do?
I will display all the work and information that you produce, Casey.
That's so exciting!
Well, when I'm connected and the power is turned on, you'll see images on my screen.
What can you show on your screen?
I can show words and numbers, I can draw shapes and colours, and even pretty and colourful pictures.
I can't wait to see you working. I'm going to tell the others about this. They'll be wanting to meet you.
The others? You mean other people live here too?
Oh yes, now let me see if I can remember them all. First there's Danny Dish Drive, Peter Power Supply, Polly Processor. She's amazing. Do you know she can do calculations very, very fast? She's so clever. Oh, and I nearly forgot Roger Ram.
You mean there's a goat here as well?
There's no need to be scared. RAM means random access memory. Roger travels around on his skateboard very fast.
I would like to meet everyone. Where are they?
Well, hang on. I'll go get them. I'll be back soon.
Hello, Mandy. My name is Polly, and this is Dan.
I know. Danny and Peter. Roger has already told me.
Hello, my name's Casey, and with your help I'll become a computer. What's your name?
My name is Katie and I'm a keyboard.
Look out! There's a mouse behind you!
It's okay. It's my pet mouse. He won't harm you. Look.
I've never met a keyboard and a mouse before. I like your room. What's that up there?
That's my keyboard. When you press my keys, I give you the information to do your work. I can give you letters or numbers.
Does your pet mouse do anything?
Oh yes, it can point or draw lines.
This is great. I'm so happy we're all finally together. You must meet the others. Come on, we're all at Mandy's place. This is our new friend, Katie. She's a keyboard. She'll be working very closely with Mandy Monitor.
Oh, I get it. This is where my letters and numbers will be appearing. That's awesome.
There's a mouse! There's a mouse!
This is my pet mouse. She's ever so sweet. She won't harm you.
It looks like we're complete. We must be ready for testing. Okay, guys, battle stations!
Okay, Casey, we have power!
I'll let Polly know she can start now.
Mandy, can you switch your screen on?
Okay, Polly.
Roger, can you start testing your memory?
Okay, Polly. Everything seems to be alright.
Katie, is your keyboard working well?
Yep, all looks fine to me.
Dan, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm ready, Polly. Let's rock and roll.
Thanks, everyone, for helping me to become a computer. I know we're going to work together so well. Now that we're all working, I think we should give ourselves a name. I got it. The chipset.
Nah.
Oh no, I meant the chipset. Where are we going now?
We're going to have something called software installed.
Oh yes.
I think we should give ourselves a name. I got it. The chipset. Thanks everyone for helping me to become a computer.